When Mark Turner first arrived at Black Willow Lake, the quiet stillness of the water unsettled him. The lake, surrounded by towering dark willows and wrapped in endless mist, was famous in local legend, but not for reasons anyone liked to discuss. Mark was a documentary filmmaker from the city. His latest project, uncovering unsolved mysteries in small towns. The mystery of Black Willow Lake had drawn him in like a moth to flame. 50 years ago, a group of teenagers disappeared on the lake during a full moon, their boat found adrift and empty the next morning. Their bodies were never recovered. Locals claimed the lake was cursed. Old Mr. Granger, owner of the nearby bait shop, warned Mark the moment he arrived. "Strangers come here with questions," he said, leaning on his cane. "They leave with none of the answers they wanted, if they leave at all." Mark only smiled politely. "I'll be careful." But no warning could have prepared him for what he was about to find. That night, Mark set up his camera on the lake's wooden dock. The moon was full, just like the night the teens vanished. The willows swayed gently without wind. Somewhere, an owl hooted softly. Through his lens, he noticed movement on the water, a faint light, like a lantern, drifting slowly near the center of the lake. But there were no boats. The light moved deliberately. Curious and cautious, Mark climbed into an old rowboat tied to the dock and began to paddle toward the glow. As he approached, the mist thickened. The light flickered, growing brighter. Then he heard a voice. A whisper. "Come closer." The lantern light suddenly vanished. The boat rocked violently, and something cold brushed against Mark's leg beneath the water. He gasped, leaning over the edge. A pale, wet hand shot from the black depths, gripping the side of the boat. A face followed, ghostly, hollow-eyed, dripping lakeweed. Mark screamed, grabbing his camera. But as quickly as it appeared, the figure sank silently back into the depths, leaving only ripples. Shaking, Mark paddled back to shore. But something was wrong. The dock was gone. The shoreline was gone. Only endless water and mist surrounded him. He spun the boat around. A distant voice echoed through the fog. "Join us, stay forever." Panic rising, Mark shouted into the void. "Where am I?" Suddenly, another boat appeared beside him, carrying figures in 1950s clothing, the missing teens. Their faces were pale, their eyes black voids. "You found the truth," one whispered. "Now you must stay, like us." Mark tried to paddle away, but his boat refused to move. The teens' boat drifted closer. Cold hands reached out. Mark raised his camera desperately and snapped a photo. A flash of blinding light exploded. When he opened his eyes, he was back on the dock. Shivering, sweating, gasping for air. The mist had cleared. Was it real? A dream? But when he checked his camera, the last photo showed the ghostly faces of the teens staring right at him. He packed and ran straight to the old bait shop. Mr. Granger met him at the door. "Did you see them?" the old man asked, smiling grimly. Mark could only nod. "You're marked now," Granger whispered. "They've chosen you. You'll feel the pull. Every full moon."
"Pull?"
Mark asked, fear rising. Granger pointed toward the lake. "Next full moon you'll be called. And if you don't answer, they'll come for you." The following month, as the full moon rose again, Mark couldn't sleep. His dreams were haunted by whispers. Come back, finish the journey. No matter how far he drove from Black Willow Lake, the voices followed him. Shadows in mirrors, cold spots in rooms, the sense of being watched. He knew he had no choice. He had to return. At midnight, Mark stood again on the dock, camera in hand, staring into the mist. "Show yourselves," he said. "What do you want from me?" The lake rippled. From the depths, the ghostly boat rose again, carrying the 5 lost teenagers. Their black eyes gleamed. "Free us," the tallest one whispered. "Break the curse."
"How?"
Mark demanded. Their hollow voices spoke as one. "Go to the lake's heart. Find the chain. Break it, or remain with us forever." Before Mark could answer, the water churned violently. A whirlpool opened beside the dock, glowing with eerie blue light. Without thinking, Mark leapt in. He sank deep into the cold abyss. Shapes swirled around him, faces of the drowned, whispering secrets. At the bottom lay a massive iron chain, wrapped around a stone altar. Strange symbols glowed faintly. A ghostly figure appeared beside him. Lord Camden, the lake's original owner. "My greed cursed this lake," Camden said. "I trapped the souls of the young to gain immortality. Break the chain, and they will be free. But the chain is guarded." From the darkness, a shadowy serpent emerged, the lake wraith, the curse's protector. It lunged at Mark, fangs flashing. Mark dodged, grabbing the camera. The flash stunned the beast, giving him precious seconds to strike. He pulled the chain, breaking the ancient links. The serpent screamed and dissolved into mist. A blinding light filled the water. Mark awoke on the dock, soaked but alive. The lake was calm. The boat and the ghostly teens were gone. Mr. Granger appeared beside him, smiling. "You did it, boy. The curse is broken." "But how are you here?" Mark gasped. Granger chuckled softly. "I was one of them. Long ago. But now free at last." With that, the old man faded into light. Mark left Black Willow Lake behind. But sometimes, when the moon is full, he hears faint whispers in the wind. Whispers of thanks. And warning,